Hello, welcome back to Rooster's Art. It's Norman Lecoq, back at it again with paintings. Let me show you what I'm working on right now. Okay, there she is. This is an egret. What I'm doing right now is mainly just doing some overlays and highlights for this painting. What I normally do is lay everything out and start filling in with the colors and tones and tints. And by the way, I just won Treasures of Point Capee Best in Show. I think that's about my third winnings over that particular venue. Now, with this here, what I'm doing, the feathers, I'm just laying them in pretty light right now, and I'm gonna come back later on with some more detail. And this is the oil. Oils are very, very time consuming. I'm gonna put it like that because it takes time for them to dry, and to do whatever you want to do with them, you have to be pretty patient with them, you know. And what I'm using regular linseed oil. I don't buy the ones in the store. I actually use just a regular linseed oil from off the shelf. It's the same thing. Just be a little careful with it. Make sure you have well ventilated areas when you're using this solvent or type of thinners that they have. Now, I had this to dry somewhat earlier, and that helps a lot because you're doing overlays. Overlays is working over a previous color that you initially had. And with the feathers on this bird, you have to do that type of overlay if you want it to come out the way in detail. As you all know, I do like detail work. That's one of my signatures with the type of work that I do. Detail work. Now, with this type of work, you're going to have to paint it about maybe 3 to 4 to 5 times to achieve the type of detail, if that's what you want. Like I said, that's my type of art. I like doing the detail work throughout, and it takes a little bit of time, but you get a much better, I guess, layout and feel for the picture. It looks more realistic. Most of this was pre-done previously, and now I'm placing in more of the highlights in to get the type of look that I'm achieving. My background is a light grayish blue tint, and that's what I call my staging area. I knew what I was going to paint, and from there, I have to know what colors I'm going to use. It's really like building a house. You want to know exactly what you're doing before you do it, and have all the things at hand as you're doing it. And the wait time, along with everything else too, that just study adds to the process. Just little small gestures of paint on the gray, that's the feathers. And that's virtually how it works out. And this is some gray right in here. I'm going to pre-blend that in. And later on, you're going to come back all over the same thing again. Like I say, with the oil paint, you're going to build it up quite a bit. Quite a bit. I'm using more or less of a dry technique right now. I'm not using that much linseed oil on it. Just take your time, follow your roadmaps, and enjoy your work, what you're doing. I want to thank all the supporters I had at the art show. I really appreciate it. Now in this section right here, I'm going to back out, pan out a little bit for you to see right there. I'm going to come back with some other tones right up in that section right there. I'm blending some colors right now. Right in this section right here. See what I just did there? Now I'll blend that spot coming downward. And just blend that in right in this section here. And a little bit on this area here. And what you're doing with this here, you're creating somewhat of a pattern. How those feathers are falling. And like I said, the brush right now is virtually a little dry, but not as dry. Most artists probably know what I'm talking about. Non-artists like, what the heck is he talking about? Just getting those little tight areas right in there. And right in this section there too. Just showing a little more detail in the background of those feathers. Right in here, right here, and here. When painting, if you want to do better jobs at your painting, find something you really like to do. Something you enjoy painting, or you enjoy looking at, or a sport that you like to do, maybe horseback riding, fishing, or something. You would probably do better in drawing or painting something of that magnitude compared to just drawing something random for a client. A little bit more right in this section here. And when you come back with the white, more white for the feathers, it's going to show much more I'm just building it up right now. Now I'm putting a little heavier texture right in this section, right here. And be free to ask me some questions or whatever. I do my best to answer them. You can follow me. I have a YouTube channel also. You can check me out on YouTube. I do custom portraits, custom painting. But again, like I said, if you like doing something, take your time, follow roadmaps, and have fun. Back off from your work, look at it and see what it entails, and come back and start doing your layouts. Just, does it need any more, any less? Hey, Adam. Did you go to the art show? I didn't see you. Again, like I said, just have fun with your work. And lay it out accordingly. You're always hearing me talk about roadmaps, and what I'm virtually saying, you have to start at some certain point and just use that as a reference for the next stage of what you're doing with your artwork. That's what I'll be referring to as roadmaps. It works. It definitely works. See how I'm adding different layers and textures from down below to pulling it up. I'm showing depth. And right in this section here, I'm going to show where that little feather is coming out a little more from the back. Pulling it out from the back part of that plumage. You know when you see those little light, fine feathers in certain areas? Well, that's how they create it. It's like a fan technique I'm using right here. Just brushing it on. And come back later and then build that up again. Oils, they take a lot of strategy when doing oils. It's having a plan for everything and knowing what would work, what wouldn't work. Now, I'm not going that heavy with the brush. Just going very, very lightly, building it up. Thanks, Tanya. Appreciate it. Glad you like it. It's coming out. This piece is gonna take a little while to do because I got a lot of different types of things I'm gonna actually be doing with it. A lot of detail. But to get that detail in, I have to back up, come in close, and see exactly how this thing is coming into play. And with all your work, I recommend any artist, if he or she is doing a particular job, whether it's for a client or him or himself or herself, then you have free reign on what you can do and what you can't do with it. But if you're doing something for a client and they want it a particular way, a particular style, then you have to follow that pattern. But when you're doing stuff for yourself, you can get away with what you think it's like it's supposed to be. Because plenty of times a client, they have an idea of what they want, but they can't really visualize it. And that's why you, being the artist, have to bring that vision to life for them. Like I said, this is a lot of staging with this piece. A little fine detail I like putting in the pictures. Takes a lot of patience. And sometimes I have and sometimes I don't. But most of the time I do. Now, the way this painting is going to be, like I said, this is oil. I'm having a turtle down to this section right here that he's actually going to be catching a ride on. So stay tuned later on. I'll come back and show you how exactly I'm going to do that turtle. Well, again, like I said, layouts are some of the best things you can do prior to your drawings or paintings. You have to have your layouts done properly. If your layouts are not done properly, you're going to run into a lot of problems. You're not going to be knowing where you're going. Just following different areas that I know that needs attention. And I use my blues, grays, umbers, to try to get the certain type of effect I'm trying to achieve. Tanya, what you think about this video? Give me some input. What you think would enhance this video? This painting, if you was doing it. Thank you for saying it looks great. Can't wait to finish it. A lot of work, tedious work with these oils. Acrylics can do this in half the time, truthfully. Acrylics, they're really, really fast. But you have to be really fast putting that paint down also. Hey, Stacy, what's up, brother-in-law? What's going on? Want to take some art lessons? That's the little staging areas I was talking about. Putting areas in. And plenty of the stuff right here. I'm just laying it in, but I may have to take it out for some other things I have to put into it. I'm just building up that area right now. Those little fine feathers along that wing area right there. Blend them in. I'm going very, very light with that brush. Very, very light with that brush. And that area is going to be kind of feathery and fluffy. What say, Stacy? Yeah, it's coming together. Like I was telling the audience, it takes a while with these oil paintings. Uh, a lot of time for the paint to dry. Lots of time for the paint to dry. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They have some dryers you can use for oil paint. It'll speed up the drying time, but I don't particularly like it that much. It seems to take away from some of the paint for some reason. Not saying it's not good, but I just don't care for it that much. Still placing in some areas in here to lay it out. Just building it up. Going in different areas that I see. Now, some of the feathers going to look more distinctive. The word I would like to use, more distinctive than others. And the reason why, because they are sticking out a little further out into the light. And that's where you're going to see more of that look at. Now, to bring them out a little deeper too, you could come in like what I'm doing with this right here and blend that in. Just right in that little area. Try to just blend it in. You don't want it too rugged for this type of painting right now anyway. And then you're going to come back later on with a lot of more or less shadows. And then you can come back with some even more distinctive areas that you can bring into play with your drawings or paintings, whatever you got going on here. It's coming along. Like again said, it takes a little time. Painting is relaxing to a certain point. Uh, some people like it, some people don't, but to me, it's pretty relaxing on my point when I'm painting. The best thing I like is seeing it coming to a finish point. You know, like winning a race. You see the last part of it, and well, yeah, I'm just about finished. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be stopping this video shortly, in a couple of minutes, seconds, whatever. I want to thank everybody for participating and watching my work. And this is another piece I have in the art room. This piece right here. Been working on that for a while. It's finally finished. I have one spot that I may change it up a little bit, and I have something from the movie Sinners. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm coming up with my own take on Sinners. Let me see if we can get you guys, get you a little dizzy. This here, and that's my art room. But anyway, I'll be signing off in a minute, and I want to thank everybody for watching me paint. I'll be talking with everybody later. Thank you, and subscribe to my YouTube page, Norman Lecoq. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.